Before that, on BBC Two, let battle commence.
University Challenge. Asking the questions, Jeremy Paxman.
Good evening. Welcome to another University Challenge as two more teams prepare to do battle in our search for the top university quiz team in Britain. For this year's series, nearly every university in the country applied to take part, but only the top 24 were selected. Tonight we meet another two of those teams. Firstly, founded in 1411, St Andrews is the oldest university in Scotland and the third oldest in Britain. It's a small university with a little over 5,000 students on the picturesque but very bracing Fife coast just south of Dundee. The main social activity is walking around a post at the end of the harbour wall. They usually field a formidable team and won the contest outright in 1980. Let's now meet the St Andrews team.
Hello, I'm Andrew Adams from Wallasey on the Wirral. I'm studying computer science.
Hi, I'm Jenny Rushton. I'm from Manchester and I'm studying medicine.
And their captain?
Hi, I'm Katie Elliott from Grimsel, Shropshire, reading Divinity.
Hi, I'm Bill Dornan. I'm from Nottingham and I'm reading English.
Now, their opponents from the other end of Britain are Imperial College London, slightly larger than St Andrews, with a student population of over 7,000. Imperial was founded by Prince Albert, and to give it its full title is the Imperial College of Science, Technology and Medicine, and includes St Mary's Hospital Medical School. Among its alumni are the discoverer of penicillin, Sir Alexander Fleming, and the Nobel Prize-winning inventor of the holograph, the Hungarian Denis Gabor. So let's now meet the team from Imperial.
Hi, I'm Jim Totty, I'm from London and I'm studying maths and physics.
Hi, I'm Nick Bradshaw from Gosport in Hampshire. I'm studying artificial neural networks.
And their captain?
Hello, my name's Mark Pallen. I'm from Woodford Green in Essex and I'm studying biochemistry.
Hi, I'm Chris Harrison from Winchester, reading computer science.
Now, before we begin, here's a quick reminder of the rules. A starter question earns 10 points, but must be answered by a team member on his or her own with no conferring. For each correctly answered starter, that team will have a multi-part bonus question worth a possible 15 points, and for these, the teams may help one another. If a contestant interrupts a starter question and gets it wrong, they suffer the double pain of being fined 5 points and seeing the whole question offered to the opposition. Tonight's winner will definitely go forward to round 2 of the series, but the losers could also make the second round draw if they're one of the 4 highest-scoring losers from the first round. Good luck to both teams. Fingers on the buzzer. Here is your first starter for 10. Whose coat of arms, published in November 1994, features...
Imperial Harrison.
Margaret Thatcher.
It is Lady Thatcher, yes. I won't go through the details of what's on it. Here's your bonus questions. They're on universities. Which continental seat of learning was founded in the mid-13th century as a theological college? It was named after its founder and didn't admit secular students until the 19th century.
Sorbonne.
The Sorbonne is right. Which American seat of learning, famous for its scientific training and research, was founded in 1861 but moved to its present Cambridge site in 1916?
MIT.
Yes, Massachusetts Institute of Technology. And which American university in New York State was established in 1754 as King's College?
Cornell.
No, Columbia. Right, let's take another starter for 10. What word, derived from ancient Greek words for mind and body, describes illnesses resulting from...
St Andrews Adams.
Psychosomatic.
Psychosomatic, that's right. A consequence of repressed emotions. 3 questions on post-war theatre for you, St Andrews. Which play, first produced in 1954, centres around the imminent execution of the title character, although he's never seen in the prison in which the work is set?
The Quare Fellow by Brendan Behan. The Quare Fellow.
The Quare Fellow by Brendan Behan.
It is, well done. In which play, first produced in 1960, did the brothers Mike and Aston share a decaying London house with the character Davis?
The Caretaker.
The Caretaker.
By...
Pinto.
That's right. In which one-act play, first produced in 1958, does an aged, short-sighted and almost deaf man reflect on his life through a series of audio tapes?
Traps. Tapes, I think. Traps. It's by Samuel Beckett.
Craps tapes by Samuel Beckett.
That's close enough. Craps Last Tape by Samuel Beckett. Well done, you got a more or less clean sweep there. Here's another starter question for 10 points now. Referred to as brimstone in the book of Genesis.
St Andrews Dornan.
Sulphur.
Sulphur, that's right. First classified in 1777 by Lavoisier. Here are your bonuses, St Andrews. Which work by Simone de Beauvoir is a passionate plea for the abolition of what she called the myth of the eternal feminine?
Second sex.
It was the second sex. Tchaikovsky's Second Symphony has been given which nickname because of its use of folk tunes in the first and fourth movements? You're very silent.
Pathétique.
I beg your pardon?
Pathétique.
No, that's a much later one. It's the Ukrainian or Little Russian. At Christ's second coming, according to the group of Protestant churches which grew up in 19th century America, he'll separate the saints from the wicked and inaugurate his millennial kingdom. What name, taken from the Latin for coming, is given to this group of churches?
Adventists.
Adventist is right. You ought to get that as a divinity student. OK, you've got 45. Imperial have 20. Here's another starter for 10. Which city on the Ravi River in the Upper Indus Plain formerly belonged to India until partition in 1947 and is now the capital of Punjab province and the second...
Imperial Palan.
Karachi.
No, and I'm afraid you lose 5 points for an incorrect interruption. The second largest city in Pakistan.
St Andrews Dornan.
Islamabad.
No, it's not. That's not in Punjab. It's Lahore. Let's take another starter question then for 10 points, if any of you can get it. Which three-word Latin dictum, first published in 1637 in Le Discours de la Méthode, was formulated by the French philosopher
St Andrews Dornan.
Cogito ergo sum.
Yes, by Descartes, of course. Well done. Lucky old you, St Andrews. You get 3 bonus questions on Norse mythology. In Nordic myth, what type of creature was Ratatosk, who scaled the giant ash Yggdrasil to breed discord between the eagle at the top and the demon Nidhogg at the bottom?
A wolf.
No, it was a squirrel. Now, the giant Mimir was the guardian of the Well of Wisdom hidden under Yggdrasil, who was obliged to leave behind one of his eyes in exchange for a draught of water from the well.
Odin.
Odin's right. Well done. Naglfar, the ship of the frost giants, was said to be held together by what type of nails?
Ice nails?
No, it was dead men's nails, but he got 1 out of 3. Jolly good going. OK, here's another starter question, if you can get 10. 10 if you can get it, of course. Vincent Massif in the Ellsworth Mountains is the highest point on which continent?
St Andrews Adams.
Asia?
No, it wasn't. Any idea, Imperial?
Imperial Harrison.
Antarctica.
It is in Antarctica. Right, your bonus questions for a possible 15 points are on career changes. Which classical economist and demographer originally intended to pursue a career in the church and was curate of Albury in Surrey when his magnum opus was published in 1798?
Malthus. Adam Smith.
What century? 1798.
Adam Smith. Adam Smith.
No, it wasn't. You were right in what you were guessing earlier. It was Thomas Malthus. Although now remembered as a diarist and biographer, which lawyer was the son of a judge and was himself recorder of Carlisle from 1788 to 1790 by the patronage of the Earl of Lonsdale?
No, Walpole.
Walpole.
No, it was James Boswell. Which writer began his first unpublished novel in 1867 when he was 27 years old after training to be an architect?
Dickens.
No, it was Thomas Hardy. Dickens had started much earlier than that. Right, let's go to a picture round now, a picture starter. The picture you're about to see on the screen represents the structural formula of which substance?
St Andrews Rushton.
Glucose.
Glucose is correct. Well done. You'll be in trouble, Imperial, when you get home. You get 3 bonus questions on chemistry, St Andrews. What are the common names of the substances whose structural formulae are shown on the screen now? First for 5 points.
We could name it systematically. 1, 2, 3.
There's not much of a meeting of minds going on there. Do you want to take a punt on it?
Yes.
What sort of structure is it?
It's an alcohol.
Come on.
Ethanol.
It's not ethanol.
Come on.
Guess.
Ethyl alcohol.
No, I'm going to have to have an answer.
Ethanol.
No, it's ascorbic acid or vitamin C. Second for 5 points.
That's one of the bases, I think, from DNA, isn't it?
Guess.
Come on.
Guess. A purine?
Sorry?
A purine?
No, it's caffeine. Thirdly for 5 points.
That would be...
Come on, need an answer. Come on. Sorry. Quickly.
2 methyl.
No, you're completely wrong. You're absolutely miles out. It's aspirin. Right. Nonetheless, you're on a pretty impressive 70. Imperial have 25. Let's take another starter question now. Who wrote Scrambles Amongst the Alps in 1871, an account of his ascent of the Matterhorn in 1865?
Imperial Totty.
Whymper.
Edward Whymper's right. Well done. Your bonuses are on Shakespearean characters, Imperial. Which title character is described as brave by a sergeant who adds, well, he deserves that name, disdaining fortune with his brandished steel which smoked with bloody execution?
Henry V?
No, it's Macbeth. Which character in As You Like It is described thus? He uses his folly like a stalking horse, and under the presentation of that, he shoots his wit.
All right. Yeah, I know.
Touchstone?
It is Touchstone in As You Like It. Well done. Who's described in these words? She is never sad, but when she sleeps, and not ever sad then. She hath often dreamed of unhappiness and waked herself with laughing.
Miranda?
No, it was Beatrice in Much Ado About Nothing. Let's go on to another starter question now. You have 40, Imperial St Andrews have 70. Here's a starter. In algebraic chess notation, how is castling on the Queen's side expressed?
Imperial Totty.
No, it's correct. Yes, well done. You get 3 questions on French novelists, Imperial.
French novelists, that's easy.
3 questions on French novelists for your bonus. Which novelist established the technique of the classic novel, where the action is narrated by an all-seeing observer, and the characters are coherently presented, Eugénie Grandet and Le Père Goriot being 2 of his better-known novels. His vast collections of novels and short stories is called La Comédie Humaine. Come on.
Rabelais?
No, it's Balzac. Which romantic writer spent the years from 1851 to 1870 in exile because of his opposition to Napoleon III, many of those years being spent in Guernsey?
Victor Hugo?
Yes, it was. Which French novelist, whose works include Thérèse Raquin and Germinal, published the famous letter in defence of Alfred Dreyfus, J'accuse, in 1898?
Zola?
Zola's right. Well done. That takes you on to 60 points, only 10 behind St Andrews. Here's a starter. With which social issue is the charity Crisis involved?
St Andrews Dornan.
Homelessness.
Homelessness is right. St Andrews, you get 3 questions asking you to identify the following capital cities by these brief descriptions. It adopted its present name in 1868 when it became the capital. It suffered a devastating earthquake and fire in 1923. Its population was 11.83 million at the 1993 census.
Tokyo.
Tokyo's right. Built on an inland plateau 930 kilometres northwest of the city it replaced as its country's capital in 1960. In 1991, its estimated population is 1.6 million.
Brasilia.
Brasilia is right. An ancient city in the European Union with a name meaning Black Pool. Its original castle was built by Vikings and replaced by Normans in the first 2 decades of the 13th century. Population is now just under 500,000.
Dublin.
Dublin is correct. Right, let's take another starter question. Which First World War fighter aircraft acquired its name because of the hump over the gun?
Imperial Harrison.
Sopwith Camel.
Sopwith Camel, it had a hump over the gun breeches. Right. Imperial bonuses, Imperial. Usually found in tropical rainforests. What name is given to plants that grow on other plants merely for support, but from rain and also from debris that epiphytes is right. What general name is given to the broad belts of tropical and subtropical grassland characterized by scattered trees or shrubs in a pronounced dry season which flank the equatorial rainforests of Africa and South America?
Savanna.
Savannah's right. The Karoo, with its lack of surface water and characteristic scrub vegetation, is an arid to semi-arid region of which country's Cape Province?
South Africa. South Africa.
South Africa is correct. Right, let's take a music round now. 85 against 95. Music starter. Music with American states and cities is the theme of this round. The following piece of music entered the charts in 1972 and again in 1977. What I want to know is the name of the American state in its title. No one has the faintest clue. Parents' generation,
St
I guess.
Andrews,
Yes.
Dornan.
California?
No. Any? Want to have a punt, Imperial?
Imperial Bradshaw.
Texas.
No, it is Virginia. It's Virginia, playing by Roxy Music.